Great. Good morning, everyone. It's the end of another week at City Hall, and as I do each and every week, I come to you with some information about the week that's just passed, and look forward to see what could be happening in the week to come. Again, I just want to remind everyone who does have the opportunity to come to City Hall for some business that we are continuing to use face coverings when you are conducting your business or visiting here at City Hall. That is for the protection not only of the public, but also of our staff and the folks who work here at City Hall. So please, if you are coming to City Hall, please remember to bring a face covering with you. We do, in the event someone has forgotten, have a limited number of face coverings we can provide for you. But please remember that as we continue to go through what I hope are the final stages of the pandemic and the need to make sure that we're all very careful with our public health requirements. The latest information on the opening of the border seems to indicate that the Canadian government and the American government are talking about the possibility of opening the border in a limited capacity sometime in August, I believe, with regard to fully vaccinated individuals. I think much like we've experienced here in New York State, this will be a phased process where they will, both federal governments will continue to expand the number of accepted travelers that will be able to go back and forth across the border. So we're looking forward to that moment. Clearly there are many of us that may have family and or property that we would like to be able to visit or get to, as well as just enjoying the free flow of commerce and opportunities on both sides of the border. So stay tuned for more information on that. As I indicated last week, we continue to look for high school juniors and high school seniors who are interested in working at the two city splash pads, the one at Center Avenue and the one at Hyde Park. If you are interested, please contact the executive office at 286-4320. All of the particulars for the number of days that will be worked and the number of hours, as well as the rate of pay, will be provided in that conversation. We're looking for, again, high school juniors and high school seniors who would like to work for a few weeks in the summer. We continue with road work, repaving efforts in the city. Most of the roads that have been selected are those that would be eligible for reimbursement at the state and federal level. And so we've announced some additional streets, 8th Street, Cedar Avenue, Spruce, Elmwood, a few others. Please check our social media pages for the full listing, as well as our continued information on the process that we will be handling each of these roads. And it comes in phases, and so there's an initial phase of removing the old top. The next phase would be putting down the initial layer and then finally finishing it off. So it happens through as I say, a series of phases. Please check our social media pages for an ongoing and continuing listing. We will continue our efforts on 9th Street from Pine Avenue to Niagara Street with road work beginning today. It's scheduled to be completed by Tuesday of next week. Of course, that's weather permitting. And again, continue to watch our social media pages for further information. Again, Food Truck Thursdays continue. They will continue again next Thursday on the 22nd, and will feature the Food Truck Mother Cluckers. If you haven't been down to the train station for Food Truck Thursdays, please do yourself a favor and get down there. It's every Thursday through next month from 11 in the morning until 1:30. There's great food, folks visiting with one another, as well as music. Depending upon our ability to get some entertainment down there. So it's really it's a good time in the afternoon if you have a lunch break and you want to get outside and enjoy some good food and a good atmosphere. Next week, July 20th, we are scheduled to make a little bit of history, and that is to have the first skydive over the falls, which will occur on the evening of July 20th. We have Italian supermodel Roberta Mancino, who will be coming landing into the area on 3rd and Niagara after having skydived in from the falls. More information on that will be coming throughout the weekend, but this has never been done before, and so once again, as we did a few years back with the Nick Wallenda event, again, Niagara Falls is going to provide a very exciting opportunity for those who want to come down and view this historic opportunity and event. We want to thank United States Senator, Majority Leader, and our representative from New York, Chuck Schumer, for his efforts in moving forward the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit. These two opportunities will help working families save and protect revenue, funds, and income so that they can help. It helps in these difficult times, and so we appreciate Senator Schumer's efforts in that regard. This past week, on Saturday, the Attorney General's office, in conjunction with the City of Niagara Falls Police Department, engaged in a gun buyback program. It was rather successful in that it took nearly 200 guns off the street. It's part of our continuing effort in the City of Niagara Falls to do what we can to curb the gun violence that's plaguing cities across America. So we're thankful to the Attorney General for her continued support of our community, and we appreciate all of those residents that took the time to take guns that might not otherwise, they're just sort of in folks' possession for no reason. Could be in an attic, could be just sitting around in a basement, and rather than let these guns perhaps fall into the hands of bad actors, they've turned them in, and so we appreciate that as well. I know that this past week there was some difficulty from the weather. Many people suffered through the heavy rains, which overwhelmed the water board's sewer system. We have and will continue to be in contact with Modern Disposal so that they're aware of the fact that there might be some additional refuse, trash, that's been put out as a result of the damage that was done. Please understand that we will be talking with that private vendor to make sure that they provide all of the necessary resources to the city to be able to clean up what it is that some homeowners have had to put out as a result of the damage. Again, as I do each week, I'm going to ask you to please remember we aren't through with the pandemic yet. If you haven't been vaccinated, please make every effort to get the vaccine. It's the one thing that will help make sure that we get past all of this. I know things have opened up a bit more and we're enjoying some of the normal things of life, but we still have to make sure that we're vigilant. I know folks, especially young people, may not want to hear this, but school will be starting soon, and we need to make sure that we're ready for it. So over the course of these next several weeks, the final weeks that we have in summer, let's make sure that if you haven't received your vaccine, that you get out to a vaccine site and get the doses before we start the fall. So, as I do each week, please remember while you're out and about, protect yourself in terms of the public health requirements, face coverings when needed, wash your hands. Again, please go out and get the vaccine if you haven't. And until next week, enjoy the weekend.